Alright, everybody, we're back for some more of Merv Griffin's 100th birthday memorial celebration, in which we're going to play another Nintendo game, and this time it's going to be Hollywood Squares. Let's see how we do. Uh-oh. Can you get anything by trying to make a pheasant with a chicken? Usually a room full of feathers and some wonderful snapshots. Yes, according to Consumer Reports, the best ones in 1936 were Salvador, Augusto Shelf, and Norge. What were they? Swedish lovers? Refrigerators. Yeah. According to the World Book, Billy the Kid was 15 years old the first time he did it. Did what? Was toilet train? Got married. What famous thing ran all the way from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California? Shelley Winter's nylons. The Santa Fe Trail. You fool! It is defined as a puzzling question or enigma, which is to be solved by guessing. What is it? Finding a brick in your lunchbox. A quest. A riddle. Hank Aaron is number 1 on the all-time list, and Babe Ruth is second. Who is the third greatest home run hitter of all time? Warren Beatty? Mickey Mantle. You fool! Is there such a thing as an ice cream headache? Yes, it happens to short people who have just opened a crowded freezer. No. Yes. It can be the result of eating ice cream or other cold foods rapidly. That's what it's for. In Buddhist philosophy, people can find relief from the suffering of life in a state of complete happiness and peace. What is this place called? New Jersey. Karma. Nirvana. The touch-me-not is a flower that grows primarily where? At all-girls school, Catholic schools. Africa. In low-lying areas of central and eastern U.S. Your dentist applies some highly concentrated hydrogen peroxide on your teeth and then uses a special heat-producing light. What is he doing? Wondering where the yellow went. Bleaching then. Yeah. It doesn't have batteries, it's not a teddy bear, but in a recent study of children in nursery school, 2/3 said they own this classic toy. What is it? A black and white TV. Little red wagon. I agree. Round 3. In the National Football League, when the referee holds his arms straight away from his body, it means what? He's sleepwalking. Time out. You fool! According to Fluger Taxidermy in Hollandale, Florida, where sport fishing is king, what is the most popular fish to mount and stuff? Gefilte fish? Sailfish. Oh. Which scientist would most likely have a laboratory filled with schist? A sloppy one. A geologist. Yep. Though the handshake is an acceptable greeting in Japan, most Japanese actually prefer what? A big, juicy, wet kiss. A bow. A simple 50-degree bow. Madame Marie Curie was the first woman ever to win it. What? The Miss Radium pageant? The Nobel Prize. You fool! What is the only animal that will actually eat a skunk? One that doesn't shower? A mountain lion. Ow. Got it. Eat one car, please. Do we win the car or do we keep playing? We keep playing. One of Hollywood's most endearing and enduring movies was Mr. Blandings Built His Dream House. Who played Mr. Blandings in this 1947 film favorite? Donald Trump. Gary Cooper. Gary Griffin. An experienced spelunker will always explore it in groups, but will never take anything. What do spelunkers explore? Shopping malls. Caves. Toward the end of World War II, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin met several times. What famous nickname did they earn? Huffer, Puffer, and Tuffer. The Big Three. I agree. Whose fans are known as the Baker Street Irregulars? Tammy Faye Baker's fans. Sherlock Holmes's. You fool! Do most Italian women say they are more romantic than their husbands? Yes, the same women also said bandages will come up next Tuesday. Why doesn't a hippopotamus get water up his nose when he's underwater? What water would want to go up there? They close their nostrils with special muscles. Yep. Miss Roach's 5th grade social studies class in Springfield recently graded President Reagan and sent him the report card. He got only one A. For what? Arms sales. Trust. Leadership qualities. Which of the following is not a real animal? An aardvark, an aardbird, or an aardwolf? This is a very aard question. An aardbird. Sarah Ferguson just spent 4 weeks studying so she could do it by herself, and Prince Andrew was delighted. What did she do? She made instant coffee, sailed the family yacht, flew an airplane. What country has the highest percentage of females in top government positions? The Virgin Islands. Norway. You fool! As part of their job, what kind of person would slice up the back, pin back your gums, fill you with sawdust, stretch your skin tight, and then hang up to dry? A divorce lawyer? A taxidermist? I agree. Hi! Do you want any hands? Not one? That sucks. At least you tried. Y'all, Dingy, and Skip are all what? Cousins on Muammar Gaddafi. Small boats. You fool! You are having problems with floaters. According to the family doctor, who should you see? An eye doctor, a foot doctor, or a psychiatrist? A plumber, a psychiatrist, and an eye doctor. According to the Chicago Tribune, will mothballs sometimes keep gophers out of your yard? Yes, except when they're storing away their winter clothes. Yes. Yep. Do some deer bark? Yes, they're watch deer. They bark when they make love. They bark when they're scared. You have just promised to lead a life of obedience, chastity, and poverty. What are you now? Annoyed with your new husband? A monk or a nun? You fool! At a most traditional Chinese meal, what's the very last thing you get? The chet? Soup. I agree. Alright, let's play the card. Right, what's card 2? Do we win the card or do we keep playing? Going. According to the World Book, if you were a barber, could you give a whale a haircut? Yes, if he waits his turn and brings his own hair tonic. Yes, whales do actually have a hair. True or false? William Evans, an 8-foot giant who served in the court of King Charles of England, always carried a dwarf in his pocket to make the king laugh. Where did you dig this garbage up? True. Yep. According to the book, when your parents grow old, if your 80-year-old mother still scrubs the kitchen floor each day, should you try and get her to stop? Now she's doing a good job. No, routine helps the elderly feel safe and secure. Can you get lead poisoning from being pricked with a pencil? Only if the pencil is shot out of Clint Eastwood's .30-57 Magnum. Yes. No. We know that your mother said it was good for you, but according to nutritionists at Wayne State University, what's the worst thing about liver? Chewing, tasting, and swallowing it. It's hard to digest. It contains large amounts of cholesterol. President John Adams and his wife Abigail did it longer than any other presidential couple. What? Avoided a scandal. Stayed married longer. You fool! Through the years, people have tried such things as celery necklaces, raw fish, chili peppers, oysters, ice cream, and Tabasco to get rid of a what? Mother-in-law. Hangover. The 5 branches of the U.S. Armed Forces include the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and what else? American Express, the U.S. Merchant Marine. A recent Roper poll asked people to name the one thing they just hate to be without around the house. What was the number 1 answer? A man. Toilet tissue. It's called daytime sleepiness, and it causes children to fall asleep in school, or almost any time. What is the most common cause of daytime sleepiness? Hollywood squares. Letting your child stay up too late. Yep. What U.S. city consumes the most prune juice per capita? Running Wild, Wyoming. Second one, Florida. Where would you usually find something called a cow catcher? On a bull. On the front of a train engine. You fool! More and more dentists are heating their Novocaine. Why? Because it causes you more pain. It will hurt less when you heat before injection. According to the National Safety Council, what object is most often caught in the throat of most Americans? I find the new tax laws pretty hard to swallow. Fish bones. Toothpicks. It can be taught to do anything that a 3-year-old child can do. What is it? A Vet Network Vice President, a chimpanzee. According to the World Book, do most teenagers prefer the company of their friends or the company of their parents? The company of their parents. If the company's worth over $1 million, they're friends. Yep. We know that too much sugar is bad for your teeth. Can too much starch harm your teeth? It'll make your tongue stiff as a board. Yes. The U.S. Conference of Mayors has published the Mayor's Cookbook. What recipe did Mayor Clint Eastwood contribute to the book? A knuckle sandwich. Barbecued steak. You fool. According to Self Magazine, is giving in to your partner a good way to keep a relationship going? Only if the gun is loaded. No, I agree. Finish this popular rhyme. Monday's child is fair of face, Tuesday's child is full of grace, Wednesday's child is full of woe, Thursday's child has got to go. We'll never know. According to the World Book, if you can perform downs and ups, eggs in a basket, and upcast and downcast, what are you good at? Operating an elevator for chickens. Jacks. You fool. Lie on your back, elevate your feet, and place a wine bottle cork between your upper and lower teeth. According to Glamour magazine, why would someone do this? They're too lazy to look for a corkscrew to correct their right? Oh, for the extension. Aww. In the Walt Disney classic film, in what Walt Disney classic film will you find a cute, furry little critter named Thumper? Wasn't it Dirty Harry? Bambi. Thumper is Bambi's rabbit. According to Science News, what was probably responsible for the mass extinction of life on Earth 65 million years ago? My mother-in-law's cooking. A huge contributor. According to mythology, what would a mermaid do if she wanted a mortal man to live with her in the sea? Slip him a fin? Slip a magic cap over his head so he could breathe. Yep. Would you eat a tender pod bush snack? I'm going to swallow my mouthpiece. Yes. According to Working Mother magazine, do the majority of parents expect something in return for giving their kid an allowance? You mean like not turning into a mass murderer? No. Yes. Do most Americans dream in color or black and white? Depends on how old the dream is. Black and white? Color. In 1957, a Russian dog named Laika did something that no other dog or human had ever done before. What? Made a mess on the front steps of the Kremlin and lived. Had a heart transplant. You fool. Got one in his face. You are in a very important business meeting and your stomach starts to growl. What's the best way to handle this embarrassing situation? Blame it on the guy next to you. Keep swallowing quickly. Take something sugary, such as a piece of hard candy. According to the Wall Street Journal, are there any games and shows on Soviet television? Sure, there's Wheel of Misfortune and of course Jeopardy. No. You fool. Legend tells us that when the swallows come back to Capistrano, it signifies the beginning of what? The good business season for Capistrano car washes. Spring. Ah! What was the relationship between Peter Pan and Tinkerbell? Do you mean according to the book or according to the National Enquirer? Just friends. You fool. Australia. Floss's Australian for beer. According to Psychology Today, if your infant is beginning to explore the wonderful world of breakable objects, should you restrain him with a tight slap on the hand? Instead, introduce him to the wonderful world of sore bottoms. Yes. No, let's do it again. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, what is the best time of day to spray household insects? After the 11 o'clock news when they're really depressed. Morning. You fool. According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, do most patients prefer their doctor to wear a white jacket? Preferably without the bloodstains. Yes. In the comics and toy world, what is the name of He-Man's beautiful and fabulously developed twin sister? Maria Shriver, Barbarella, She-Ra. Who was the entrepreneur that coined the phrase "there's a sucker born every minute"? I forgot his name, but my spouse just bought his diet book. According to the American Psychiatric Association, do most therapists think it is okay to have a romantic relationship with someone who is no longer a patient? Only if they are cured and their bills paid. No. You fool! Folk medicine tells us that eating 15 raw almonds very quickly is a good way to get rid of something. What? 15 raw almonds? A headache, I agree. Let's play the card again. Of Good Housekeeping magazine. You are more likely to experience indigestion and heartburn if you eat a heavy meal within 2-3 hours of what? Falling down an elevator shaft. Going to bed. I agree. Mixing the chemicals obtained from coke, grain, potatoes, petroleum, and other raw materials will give you what? Unbelievable gas pains. Synthetic rubber. Yes. True or false? The mating call of some wild monkeys is almost identical to the sound of fingernails scraping across a blackboard. This could explain the world's declining wild monkey population. When a person is held against his will, he's been kidnapped. When a sailor is held against his will and is forced to work on a ship, he's been what? A guest star on the Love Boat, Shanghai. You fool. You suspect that your husband is a somniloquist. What was your first clue? How you can pronounce it? The somniloquist talks in his sleep. Yeah. 90% of all parsley served in the United States is what? Pushed under the potatoes. Thrown out. Yep. In 1847, an English company called Fry and Sons combined fermented cocoa beans with sugar and made the first what? First drunk. Soft drink. Chocolate bar. True or false? Swedish scientists have come up with a birth control device that goes in the nose. I know the Swedes are kinky, but that's ridiculous. True. You fool. Meat that hasn't been properly covered and left in the freezer may get white patches on the surface known as freezer burn. Is it still safe to serve it to guests? Sure, just pass off as fish. At Mardi Gras time in New Orleans, Fat Tuesday is always the day before what? The day before you have the front seat of your car let out. Ash Wednesday. Yep. Eskimos may live in igloos in the winter, but where do they live in the summertime? The refrigerators of close friends. In caves. In caves made of sealskin or caravan. True or false? Storing your pantyhose in the freezer will prolong their life. Plays hell with your varicose veins, though. False. You fool. In the Bible, what famous thing was made out of gopher wood? St. Pinocchio. According to Good Housekeeping magazine, what do most women say is their favorite remedy for curing the common cold? Chicken soup, of course. Over-the-counter cold remedies. You fool. According to Red Book magazine, is it better for you to take long hot showers or quick warm showers? Depends on who you're with. Quick warm showers. I agree.